Hello, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Total War 3 Warhammer, playing as Elspeth von Draken, bringing war to the vampire counts. Well, not yet, soon, but yeah, we're in their territory, and like I previously said, we're immune to vampiric attrition, which is going to be game-changing for this region. It absolutely will, especially because the vampires control so many territories. We're going to need to trudge our way through all of that, but it's going to be interesting to say the least. But before we actually, get to fighting the vampires and probably take over Schwarzhafen first, we need to secure the rest of our borders as well. We need to go north, get rid of the Beastmen, we need to take Fort Oberstria as well. It's going to take a few turns until we get into a position to fight them, but like I said, soon it's going to happen, and we're just going to keep driving up our imperial authority for both us and Karl Franz as well, so doing good things all round. There we go, we got our upgrade as well, and we can get some research done. Let's go with, I think, assembly line next, because I need money. Upgraded troops enough. Okay, so I can return this to the Sylvanian elect account, make a proper human Sylvania again. Well, we will, except that we're going to be in control of it personally.
Seek out the heretics. Heretic! Ready, now!
Failure. Okay, let's rename a few characters. You are going to be Eisenhorn. Wait, I can't. Yes, I can. Eisenhorn. What was Eisenhorn's first name? Shoot. Give me a second. Gregor Eisenhorn. Gregor Eisenhorn, there we go, that took a bit too long. We're going to rename you to Bigus Dickus. Because, I mean, you gotta reference Monty Python every now and again. They're absolutely genius.
Get it done.
That, and because of the whole let's build this. That, and because of the whole Nurgle thing that I mentioned previously. It has to be done, right?
Prudence would be wise at this time.
There's no other choice. And then, I also noticed we can go probably over to, yeah, we have more than 1,000 schematics, so we can go over here, and we can actually upgrade. Why can I not restock this? Have I not unlocked it yet? Unlocks Amethyst Artillery Bajuna Bombardment. Wait, I can't... Huh? So I can't purchase the Amethyst unit. I can't upgrade it. What the hell? Okay, sorry for the interruption there. I had to research this a little bit, so I ended my turn. I colonized this place, and I've recruited a few units. I'm going to recruit one more, so we have the Grundle's Defenders, and I also picked up the Silver Bullets handgunners, so two regiments of renown. And then, yeah, also this guy leveled up. We took out that ogre there, and that's about it. That's all that happened. I needed to figure out how this works. Turns out I just needed to end the turn. And now, as you can see, we have the ability to increase the number of units, and the price goes up. Of course the price goes up, although Okay, so not only do I pay schematics, I have to pay actual money to recruit the unit. Really? Like, really? Okay, fine. We'll pay real money to recruit the unit. I did some construction as well, so we're upgrading this thing and this thing as well. And like I said, we've colonized the ruin over here. And that's about it. So now the question is, do I besiege Tempelhof? And a large part of me really wants to besiege Tempelhof. And that large part of me is winning, or rather that large part of me just won. It's two large armies that I need to fight, but they're both depleted. And I know it says valiant defeat, but trust me, I think I can win this. I think I can win this with using, you know, similar strategies. And if I can't win it, here's what I can do. I can do an incredible amount of damage to them because they have no ranged capability whatsoever. I can wipe out many different units belonging to the enemy. And in doing so, I can... Ooh, I just thought of something. They're probably going to be coming in from inside the city, though, aren't they? Because I'm on the other end. We'll see. We might even be able to cut off their reinforcements. Where are their reinforcements coming from? They're coming from inside the city. They're going to enter through the mountain pass in the back. Okay, never mind. Not terrible, just not great either. Down here, there is no... Yeah, this is going to be a good spot to begin. So here's the thing, it's going to be one of those sieges where I just plant my artillery on top of the hill and I pummel the undead with an obscene amount of rockets and stuff. And spells, and oh, by the way, I have a dragon now, so yeah, all of these things make it so I believe I can do an absurd amount of damage to the undead here. Like a truly absurd amount of damage. The only question is, am I able to do enough to take over the settlement? I might not be, but even if I don't, I can just retreat, right? I mean, the layout is such that I can easily just retreat down here with everything. Just make sure we pull out the artillery first. We then retreat. And splish, splash, splosh, Bob's your uncle, we're done, basically, right? So, first and foremost, we're going to take out this fort. And you got to remember, the walls are damaged already. All of this helps. Most of their units are already damaged. All of these things help immensely. So, let's bring these guys all the way down so that we can walk in with the infantry in a little bit. And then you also got to look at the height of the walls and my elevation and stuff like that and realize that this is not going to go well for them at all. Okay, so there you go. That thing's down. And I'm not even going to shoot at the other one. I really don't think it's worth it. But I will bring Elspeth forward. And her dragon. And I will, as before, spare you the details of this siege. Suffice it to say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just wait for their reinforcements first and foremost. When they arrive, I'm going to start pummeling the enemy with artillery. I'm going to break some of these walls down so that I'm able to shoot at enemy troops directly inside. And once all of that is done, I am going to just use up all my ammunition with the Free Company, with the handgunners, with Elspeth and her magic, and once that is done, I'm probably just going to retreat. Because we can take that kind of defeat, because we're going to do so much damage that they won't be able to heal next turn, even with the Dead Rise again, even with all of their buffs and all of that nonsense, they still won't be able to... recover, shall we say, enough. But for now, I just want them to bunch up first. Okay, see if we can somehow get them into doing that. I'd love for this guy to get on top of the wall. And considering I only have Spirit Leech in terms of magic, I probably should just spam it on this guy. Although he does have regeneration, doesn't he? Maybe not the best thing to spam. Okay, but I will see you once I'm done, you know, toying around with them.
Right.
Okay, here we are. We're back. And, Juggernaut, you've been doing this for 50 minutes? Well, not really. Look, I've been doing this at 3 times speed, so it took like 20 minutes maybe. What I did was I parked 2 handgunner units here. Well, first it was the Free Company, then the handgunner units here, and the enemy just sort of walked troops in one at a time, but the brunt of my assault was actually done by these guys. They did around 100,000 damage. Yeah. You know when I said that the rockets are a little tiny bit OP? Yeah. And then there's Elspeth, who did 30,000 damage, but this is not true necessarily. Here's what I'm doing with Elspeth, and then I can show you a few of these things and, you know, spare you the boring bits of me having to rinse and repeat, but I do want to show you the tactic. Essentially, you are just cheesing the fact that the vampire counts have no ranged units whatsoever, and if they try and sally out, they run into a wall of guns. So, you know, this is where they try to do that. The point is, you damage enemy units to the point of crumbling, and then you leave them alone. Because time works against them at that point. There is no way to bring them back from the point of crumbling, and so eventually, very slowly, they just die. You damage units to around, let's say, you know, this unit is missing God knows how much HP, maybe the last third, the last fourth of its HP. Then you cast Spirit Leech. And Spirit Leech doesn't do a lot of damage, but it tips them over the edge of crumbling. And so Elspeth did 30,000 damage worth of spell damage, plus you can add probably double that for all the units that crumbled as a result of her attacks. And so, as you can see, we're doing a lot of damage, and then you just do that at times 3 speed, and, well, there you go. Also, slowly but surely, the enemy keeps walking troops in like so, and eventually we do take shots at them. They've stopped doing it recently, but you're just careful to tease them into bringing more troops here, but not, you know, too many. And I killed around 5,000 undead units like this, without losing a single soldier. Well, not entirely true. I lost a few handgunners when they sallied out, with cairn wraiths, which are a little bit difficult to take out. And then that's about it. But I also did use all of my power reserves for magic and all of my main artillery ammunition, so it's not like I can do this for, you know, like 50,000 undead or something. But I can do it for a lot of undead. And that's the problem for them, at least in this particular scenario, right? Oh, and also, you can use the leadership hex to reduce their leadership, because crumbling or not is based on leadership as well. So if they have really low leadership, they will crumble. At which point, yikes. And actually, this is the point of yikes. That's army losses. That's the other 2,000 gone. Just gonna save that right there and take my victory. Remember, the auto-resolve said valiant defeat, but all I did was use my artillery. And look at that. At the end of the day, we didn't even actually kill that many, right? You see, losses are actually, like, what, 6,000, 5,000 something in losses? You take a look at the number we've actually killed, like 200, 200, okay, 983, that's a fair bit, but then 300 over here, it's not actually that many. It's the crumbling. And you gotta be really patient and really careful about it not to waste ammunition. So you hit a unit, get its morale low, hex it, it crumbles away. Next unit, next unit, next unit, and obviously hit large clusters of units as well for that thing to work. And yeah, a masterclass in how to abuse the AI. And the beautiful thing is it works exactly the same way on legendary difficulty, on easy difficulty, on normal difficulty, on any difficulty you want. Do I feel bad for doing it? Not really. I find it fun and funny. I wouldn't do this for every single siege battle, but at the same time I feel like the CA has made sieges not particularly fun to do anyway, so I don't feel particularly bad for cheesing them. And at the same time, it's using resources that you have, right? I mean, the Empire has Hellstorm rocket batteries. The vampires have nothing in this scenario, right? So what's to stop me from just bringing more ammo for the rockets and just pummeling this settlement into submission? And the thing is, the rockets are kind of accurate enough to where I'm not actually destroying the settlement all that much. And so, once again, what's stopping me, right?
Raise our standards here.
And there you go. That's, yeah, well, Sapper, battle, multiple things. Hochland long rifles. Ooh, I could recruit that unit. I could also recruit
Elspeth von
the Amethyst
Draken.
Ironsides. I think I'm going to do this instead. They're also decent in melee. Alright, there we go.
Weaving weapon and
It also gives me
magic
schematics and
is the
treasury too,
surest
which is
path to
important.
victory.
And we have Castle Templehof. Now, we earned 2 whole skill points for doing that incredibly massive battle. So we're going to go with this. And then we're going to go with Imperial Gunnery, I think, because that'll give me ammunition. Or do I want to go down the magic route? I think I want to go down the magic route. It's a little bit more fun. Now, I already know how to hex stuff, but this spell I already have, so I might as well
Every device has its secrets.
get it up there.
I must extract them.
And then Mercurial Shot. Okay, let's go with Restock. That's always good. If we had Restock there, it would have taken even less time to do the battle. Because, you know, it wasn't easy enough already. The Grand Cauldron is going to get set up, as well as another industry building, and we're ready. Alright, and also, obviously, Stir River gets... I think here I'm going to go directly for income. Yeah, let's go directly for income here. And there we go. Right, awesome. Let's just check after we've done that. Are there any... There are a few people that would like to trade with me. But nothing too big. After such a defeat, I would expect that you beg me for peace, but apparently not. Although... Nah, I want to get this settlement as well, and maybe then peace them out. Of course, problem with the vampires is ridiculously good healing rate, very easy to raise new armies. This is not going to really change much. I mean, sure, it crippled them, fair enough, but there's still plenty of large battles to be had against them. Yeah, alright, next turn. If I can get to these mountains, I'm going to relieve a lot of the pressure off the dwarves, and they're probably going to be able to stand up to the Chaos Dwarves and the Orcs and stuff that are in the mountains a little bit better. And then, you know, maybe that'll keep my border over there safe.
You will not have a chance to hope again.
Non-aggression pact with Draken. I'll take it. I'll take it, because Draken tends to be really aggressive, and this will give me at least warning if she wants to declare war on me. No, she's a... No, I made the joke already. I made the burst joke already. I can't say it again. But, yeah, if she tends to be a bit aggressive, especially if you lose a bunch of troops and, you know, she senses that you're a bit weaker. So, yeah, it's... probably best to have a non-aggression pact with her as a sort of 10 turn or so warning that she's about to attack me. It gives me time to redeploy troops and whatnot. Let's see now. No, I will not take Chaos Corruption across all my holdings. That is... I mean, even for more money, I still wouldn't take it.
Amethyst Mage. Wielder of the Pale Side.
So, question is...
Expert in innovation.
Can we get to here immediately? Probably not, right? No, it's going to take a turn.
The constituent elements must be strong.
The constituent elements, you say? Well, well, well. Okay, let's send our friend over here.
It shall be done.
I have an idea. It might not be a particularly great idea, but I have an idea.
I protect the Empire, either side of the grave.
So we've returned the province of Morfen to the Empire, the whole province, that is. Great, glorious, vampiric corruption is being eradicated. Awesome. Now, I don't actually want to go towards Waldenhof yet. Because here's the thing, if I piece these guys out, I'm going to have a friendly neighbour to the immediate east of me. Well, friendly for a few turns, but a friendly neighbour to the immediate east, which means I'm going to be able to focus on Sylvania. Whereas if I were to continue this war and take over Waldenhof, my front lines with Sylvania are going to get really, really stretched out. And Sylvania probably has a few more armies than I do. As in 4 or 5, 6 even.
Amethyst Mage.
And so what I'm thinking is I already have a lot to worry about them coming through the Sol Valley or Averland or something like that. Might as well try and, you know, reduce that...
Greetings, fellow heirs of sick.
Whatchamacallit, that front line and the amount of space I need to worry about.
What?
And then 3,000 gold is
You mortals just won't accept
a
it.
decent amount as well.
Then
There you go.
I'll comply.
So, go away. Or rather, pay me to go away
Wielder
from
of
you.
the Pale Side.
Yeah, I like this. Actually, I like this a fair bit. And then we can improve things over here. I mean, I don't really need this for warrior priests. Although, you never really know. I think I would rather invest in more economic growth. Things like that.
Invention is my gift.
Yeah. Okay, good. How much did I... Yeah, I have another 1,000 schematics. So, I could restock Bejuna's bombardment. I need to use one of them anyway to level this up. Although... not really top priority. Getting more of these seems to be a top priority for now. Well, and upgrades over here, but... yeah, not really. I think we're done with the upgrades. Just look at the armory for now. Melee attack and melee defense. I really don't care about their melee skills. That I'm using them for ranged weaponry. There's another bombardment spell. Okay, we'll save up to get more iron sides. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to save up to get iron sides, and we're going to replace the Free Company. As good as these were to me, they just don't do enough damage, I'm afraid. Yeah. Okay, that's it. And then Morphin also gets growth, right? Yeah, there we go. And in turn... I really think a big problem with fighting the vampires, or fighting the vampire counts, specifically Elizabeth and what's his face? The other guy, right? Vlad. I think the biggest problem there is going to be the number of armies they have and the number of fires I need to put out, because I fully expect like 3 or 4 of my settlements to get threatened. Maybe not besieged and attacked, but at least threatened. And so I want to limit the threats, as it were. The Mootland could get attacked. Tempelhof and you know, Morphin, the whole province could get attacked because it's nearby. I mean, they have one army there already. So that's a problem. And then I also worry about them going through Solland and Averland. However, there's no vampire corruption in the two, so they're going to take attrition, and they might... there's, you know, something in their dumb heads might tell them, right, oh, this is a bad idea, let's not go through here. Maybe. But Mootland, I can't really defend it, I'm afraid. And so, that's going to be a problem. Recruiting surplus or war fever? Well, I'm not going to recruit much.
So many ideas.
Okay. I think I saw a huge problem back there. Let's auto-resolve this.
We test our metal against them.
And then... occupy.
I want inventory within
But I think the main problem I saw is down here, right? Oh no, never mind. That's a caravan. Yeah, Slaughterhorn Tribe destroyed. Okay, good. Thank you. Awesome. Okay, definitely survivalist and down this path first. Training, Battle Masters for you, Scouting, Spirit Leech, and the rest is
only the best.
Pretty self-evident, I would say. Right, yes, good. So, next, I think we ambush this army. It's very weak, it's in the middle of my territory, and it's one heck of a way of declaring war, right? Problem is going to be the Mootland, though. I can't defend the Mootland. He says as he invests money into the aforementioned province. That is a big problem, though. Okay. Tell you what, let's take a look at diplomacy. Maybe we can do something there. No, we can get a new trade agreement with Cathai, or another faction over there. And then there's no... okay, give him back. There's no... confederations or anything like that to help ease this situation. Although... yeah, let's just put everything into the economy. I'm thinking of making a Garden of Moor in Gripfell. It would cost me 3,000. It's a pretty penny. But it'll let me teleport. And not only that, it'll actually let me use this army to colonize the Kolsa Hills, which have already been taken by a large number of Skavens, so never mind.
Invention is my
Yeah, but if I can't colonize this, then at least I can go back and recruit a proper army and everything. I think that's the move, except I can do it next turn, I don't have to do it this turn. Okay, let's do it.
Bring darkness
Let's do
upon
it.
our foes.
Sorry. Do we... Yeah, let's fight it manually, I think. It'll be fun. Alright, how are we going to go about this? I think... we do the usual thing, we assume a defensive posture. Let me just find... where... I really dislike the terrain in Warhammer 2. I don't know if I talked about it enough. But the terrain in Rome and in Medieval, I think, made a whole lot of sense, even though you had some ridiculous, extreme examples of terrain. The fact that it would also reflect where you're fighting on the campaign map was awesome. This doesn't do any of that, right? And it's kinda... well, it's a little bit disappointing, I'm gonna be honest with you.
The Empire endures.
We can do this, and we can do...
What is
yeah,
this?
then...
The dead should stay.
the dead should stay in the ground indeed, but they're not. They're not doing that, and so, you know... we gotta put them back in the ground again.
Wizardess of None.
What can you do?
Free company.
Could use the free company to get some,
Go, Moraz.
pardon the pun, but free damage on the enemy. I'm not sure how worthwhile that would be. Okay, let's do it like this, and then we're going to move the front line forward and do a checkerboard formation if they come at me more directly, shall we say. Okay, start the battle. Let's get you out there.
Death.
Get you to shoot. Ooh, the magic corpse cart of Balefire. That would be awesome if you can get shots on that. And then obviously you target the units with the...
The Dark Lady of None.
yeah. Oh yeah, bunch up like that. Hit there and in the back, not that amazing, I'm gonna be honest with you. Much better. There you go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna take out that corpse cart. It's gonna be wonderful. Also, now that Elspeth's on a dragon, she can fight Fellbats really well. I wouldn't, you know, wouldn't put her up solo against Varg Heists or something, but Fellbats, oh yeah, look at them fall down. It's a nice little snack for a dragon. Plus she has regeneration, so it's even better in that sense, right? Man, poor VCs, right? Poor VCs. Not only do they have a problem with... oh, the Fellbats are still alive, okay.
By tooth and claw. Yes.
Get rid of them. Not only do they have a problem with having zero range infantry, or range capability, they're also slow as all hell.
The graveyard rose.
Oh, I've also learned that her dragon breath ability is not really that great. It's usually good against single entity targets like that, so...
To the sky.
who'd have thunk, I know. I mean, I guess you can try and hit that guy, even though it's a tiny target. Have problems doing it, probably. Okay, in come our reinforcements.
Go! Spearmen! Yes, sir.
Elspeth von Draken. Into the
And there we go, that's... it's not all the damage we're going to do today, but it's most of the damage that we're going to do today at range. Now we've got to start finding different ways of doing damage to the enemy, and I think, given how close they are, we can do the whole checkerboard formation. It's not really a checkerboard, well, it's supposed to be, kind of, but the idea is to leave space in between units to have our guys shoot. Plus, putting them a bit ahead is going to be helpful.
To the skies! As Buna fell, I called.
Okay, there we go. Good. Let's keep an eye out on this.
Soldiers of the Empire.
Next to a graveyard, I mean, very fitting. Just, you know, put them back in the holes they just crawled out of. Very fitting, I would say. The Amethyst unit looks gorgeous when it shoots. Look at that. And I love the fact that they've modeled the bullets somewhat. What was it? Round bullets for, you know, nice and humane for firing at other Empire rebels and other Empire factions, and for the undead, square ones. Or other, and square bullets for shooting at Turks. Turks here being the undead. If you don't know what I'm referencing, you might take that the wrong way. It's a historical video from a machine gun that was used in Gallipoli and World War I and stuff, which was hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious to us, but I'm sure it wasn't hilarious to the guys on the other end. Effectively, there was a machine gun which used two types of ammunition, round ones for firing at Christians and square ones for firing at Turks, which the idea was they would tumble and do more damage. It turns out the round ones are a little bit more aerodynamic, but it was a weird and new time for everyone, and you know, people didn't know about that and stuff. It's
The Dark Lady of
kind of hilarious, though. I mean, you gotta admit. Okay, here we go. We wanna charge in with the cavalry pretty much immediately. Not leave them for later.
hand gunners!
Fire! Fire! Ready for war! Understood!
Over here, you guys are just literally just to hold the line. I really don't care about much else. How did you lose half your HP? I mean, I understand there's probably some magic at work.
Sigma call!
And the magic is called your artillery, Juggernaut. Your own artillery, that's what the magic is called.
Out, sir! Shoot!
I'm aware that it probably blew up like half my unit there, but still,
Ready for
I turn around and you blew yourselves up. Come on, people.
What do you bid?
How are they not,
Spearman!
you know,
Sigma calls!
falling apart yet? The hell is this?
The Empire in
They're still fighting. You have like 1% of your strength left. Look at it. Shameful. Shameful is what it is. Took out like half my knight's unit. Better than to start crumbling away a lot more quickly, but, you know. There you have it. Full VC stack eliminated. 500 damage on the rocket artillery. Oh boy. At some point I'm going to lose that unit, knowing me, and it's going to hurt emotionally. It's going to be a unit that had like 50,000 kills or something in total. It's going to be... Oh boy. Amethyst guys did 157 kills. I want to check the damage on them, because I think they're doing way better than even the Hochland long rifles and these guys. Which is pretty bloody impressive, if you ask me. cannons are going to be forever underrated. They're going to look like that, and they're not doing that much, but they took out that corpse guard like a champ at long range. Okay, let's check the damage. 10,000, 5,000, 10,000, 10,000, 12,000. Yeah, it's not all in the kills, is it? Okay, fair enough. Treasury, replenishment, unit experience. I will take the replenishment. Because I need to move from here and...
Elspeth von Draken.
Although realistically I probably should have taken the...
Beset by ill portents.
Yeah, realistically probably should have taken the money. Because I could have just replenished here at the border and called it a day. Okay, the vampire conflict. We now have extra leadership against vampire counts. There's another full army here full of zombies. I'm assuming a good chunk of their army is going to be down here, which gives me free reign for a couple of turns.
Master engineer.
Lady
Okay.
of Shaiish.
Now let's go with the Dark Ladies. Against magical weapons with the within the area of effect self. Augment passive ability. Augment active ability. Physical resistance plus 40% Strider. Less cooldown for it. Not a huge fan. Okay, let's go with evasion and get some of these better spells over there.
I must keep my weakness for arcane trinkets in check.
Sure you do. And how's that going for you and all that good stuff? Okay, fleet-footed ammunition. I think fleet-footed because I don't want you to move around a little bit faster. Although... yeah, let's go for this. Not sure how much damage he does overall. His main purpose is to buff the army rather than do damage, but still, okay. Eisenhorn needs to go into this area, basically just to give me, to reveal the fog of war, give me vision here so I know what I'm doing. And I think it's time to build that Garden of Moor I was talking about. Yeah, because I don't need to upgrade or anything, you just need to teleport to it, which... there you go, 2,000 gold, and I can just teleport to it for free, and I can tear it down at any point. Which I probably will. Later down the line. And then this army is going to colonize this place and then go across the land bridge here, which... well, doesn't look like much of a bridge, but it is land technically, so we're going to go across the bridge and into... or rather back to Nuln to recruit some more units, and then you can join the fray again. Speaking of joining the fray, we are gonna get like a third unit soon, which is... a third army, kinda soon, which is, you know... makes me happy, great, but things are going suspiciously well, and I think it's time I got a nice old slap in the face from someone. Kinda what it feels like, you know? What is this? Oh, population surplus, yeah. It's usually right around now you get some trouble headed your way, but I think I've made some really good strategic decisions. Who to fight and when to peace out. And I also think I've had some decent luck. In that, you know, the vampires were busy with the Tomb Kings in the south, Taurus was busy with the vampires, and vice versa. People were just, you know, at each other's throats a little bit too much to pay attention to me, and I was able to sort of swoop in as a third party, what, 2 or 3 times now. So, that definitely helps. I just hope it doesn't happen to me, and then, you know, cosmic justice and all that good stuff, but yeah. I also need to get more armies sooner, because, I mean, okay, we're only 30 turns in, it's not the end of the world, but I probably need to make, like, one additional cheaper army with just regular swordsmen, shieldmen, you know, handgunners or something like that, just for the balance of power. Purely for the balance of power and nothing else. Because the way I see things, I need to confederate both of these soon. Oh, look at that! Bugsman Brewery took over the Putrid Swamp. Nice going, guys! Truly nice going. I have no interest in this area whatsoever, and you took out the Skaven there. I mean, great work, what can I tell you?
By my calculation.
Okay.
Amethyst Mage.
Darkness comes.
Upgrade Castle Tempelhof.
The graveyard
I'm
will.
going to take over Schwarzhafen.
More will welcome them. The Empire expands.
Indeed it does. And then we're getting
My order agrees.
Gregor into, what is this province? The Owled Riding. Ailed? Not quite sure. One of the two definitely though, right? Then one into recruitment. And to be honest, the rest probably just into minor. Economic buildings. Always build up the smaller ones first, like from level 1 to level 2, because it's the fastest return on investment. Like the level 1 weaving house pays back for itself way sooner than the level 2 does. Even if you know, upgrade everything and have bonuses, technologies, things that buff it, etc., edicts, all of that stuff. Even with all of that, it's still, the return on investment is still a little bit faster for tier 1 buildings, so always, well, more or less always, just upgrade those first. Okay, trade. Not exactly interested in trade with them. Defensive alliance with Talabakland. No. And then peace with Sylvania. Is that minus 16? Okay, that gives me... Although, let me just check something. Strength-wise, they are strength rating 24, I am 12. Once I take out one more army... Well, once I take out another one of their armies is what I mean, like this one. It counts for a decent bit of power. Even though the army's not that strong in and of its own right, the zombies have a ton of HP, and that counts for a good bit of the balance of power. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna call it here though. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We've gone to war with the vampire counts, and we're kicking their asses more or less, and at least that's what it feels like. And we've I think kind of stabilized the empire a little bit, right? A tiny bit, sure, a ton of land has been lost, but you take a look at, like, most of our provinces, you take a look at Reichland up there, and it's relatively safe, at least in some parts of the empire, which is, you know, always nice, and I think that's something that we should probably aim for in this campaign, to maybe take over what you see in front of your screen right now. Like, you know, all of these territories, and try and hold them, you know, build forts, walls, stuff like that, try and keep the denizens of this kind of inner southern empire safe, and then we'll take things from there. Okay, you know what? I'll take it. Military access is going to be important if I want to fight the VCs and bring another army into the fray or something. Although, depending on how the next few battles go, maybe just Elspeth's army is going to be enough. Certainly is doing really well on its own for now. And of course, with the artillery, the cannons, and all of that good stuff, yeah, that's a problem. The bigger sieges aren't going to be a problem, but that might be a problem. We just found out where the main Vampire Count army is. It's way down south, fighting, or was way down south, fighting the Tomb Kings.
Those
Yeah, not not ideal, shall we say. Okay, considering I can teleport here anytime, I think the move here is to take out Castle Drakenhof.
For Sigmar and Verena.
Oh yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Bring them.
Again, here's the whole teleporting thing. I've sacrificed 3,000 gold for it. 5,000 if I actually decide to teleport. It's a fair bit of money. But it's also really, really good. I mean, here's the thing. I'm going to be able to fight this army. I'm going to be able to take Drakenhof. And then if suddenly there's 2 Vampire Count stacks approaching this place, I just teleport over, and it's almost like having 2 armies. It's one army, except that it's in 2 places at the same time. And yeah, if it takes a rough fight and takes a bunch of casualties, then it's not the same. Then you're gonna notice that it's actually one army all along. Fair enough, but if you play your cards right, and you don't take large casualties, it's kind of like having 2 armies for the price of 1 a lot of the time. And that honestly seems pretty awesome to me. So, very important that we pick this up for control in the area. And also, generally for future reference, you know, it's a nice little outpost across the river. So we can start fighting in this direction. We do not have enough population to upgrade this yet. Okay. So let's go over here. Get ourselves some... Yeah, that's good. It's 100 gold. Let's upgrade that as well. All the money goes into the economy, as always.
Lady of Shaiish.
And beautiful. Okay. Imperial Gunnery School. We go to the armory again. I'm going to get another amethyst unit of iron sides. Of course, I can't recruit it immediately, but I will. I think I'm going to get rid of one of these free companies, or both of them, and recruit something else.
Join me for the
Maybe a steam tank. Ooh, a steam tank would be good. Not sure if I have one, or I do. It's 1.2k, but yeah, there you go. I mean, the Elector State troops, once you get them through the tech tree, instead of how Reichland gets them, they're a little bit overpowered, because you can get a steam tank very, very early on. And, okay, it's not going to make or break your campaign, but... man. Okay, I was going to end this video, like, a while ago, and yet I failed to do so, because, you know, I really want to play more, and I want to sort of give a thematic end to it, but I think just before the Siege of Drakenhof is going to be a good time to end it. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Like, subscribe down below if you enjoyed, and want to stay tuned with the rest of the series and the rest of the content that I produce here on the channel. My name's Juggernaut. I'll see you all next time. Have fun, take care, and bye-bye. And for the next episode, the Siege of Drakenhof.